Hello everyone. To mark 75 years of the Supreme Court, we, Drishti Judiciary, are introducing a series of 75 landmark judgments of the Supreme Court in which we'll be letting you know the citation of the landmark judges, the bench who have decided that case. Along with the information regarding the bench, we'll let you know the facts of the case. Along with the facts, we'll tell you what are the issues involved in that case, what legal provisions are invoked. Along with that, what the Supreme Court have decided on that issues, that all we will let you know through this series of 75 landmark judgment. So let's start the series with the case of Romesh Thapar versus the state of Madras. This is one of the landmark case which was decided on 26th May 1950 by the Apex Judiciary by the Supreme Court of India, and the citation of this case is 1950 Supreme Court. It was decided by 6-judge bench and judgment was given by 5:1 majority. One of the justice had given the dissenting opinion in the case of Romesh Thapar versus State of Madras, and that is the Justice Fazil Ali, Sayyid Fazil Ali. Along with him, let us see who all were there, which comprises the bench of this case. It was the Justice Hiralal J. Kania, who was the first CJI of the Supreme Court. Along with him, Patanjali Shastri was there, and Sudhir Ranjan Das Justice was there, Meher Chand Mahajan, and along with him, it was B.K. Mukherjee Justice who was present in this case, who have decided this case and given the judgment. Let us see the facts of this case. In this case, there was one person whose name was Romesh Thapar. He was journalist by profession and he was printer, publisher and editor of an English weekly journal whose name was Crossroad. That's why this case is also known as by the name of Crossroad case, because the validity of this journal was an issue before the Supreme Court. And in this weekly journal, Romesh Thapar used to print commentaries on the social and the political stand of the government, and he gives critical commentaries on the political and social issues of that time. Moreover, what the government of Madras did, Madras of government has issued a notification, and that was issued on 1st March 1950, and through that notification, the government of Madras tried to put ban on this journal Crossroad, and the journal's entry and circulation was banned as per the section 91A of the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act of 1949. So, by invoking this Act of Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act of 1949, specifically section 91A, Madras government tried to put a ban on the entry as well as circulation on this journal on the ground that it is affecting the public order, and moreover, as the public order is being affected by that publication, the safety of the public will be compromised. So, what happened? This person, Thapar, approached the Apex Judiciary under Article 32 of the Constitution of India, and he claimed before the court that his right, moreover his fundamental right, is being violated by this action of the government, and moreover he claimed that his right of fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression was being curtailed, which was provided, which is enshrined in our constitution as under Article 19(1), 19 clause 1 subclause A of the Constitution of India. So Ramesh Thapar in this case have claimed that his fundamental right, rather his fundamental right of speech and expression as given under Article 19 clause 1 subclause A of the Constitution of India has been infringed when a ban has been put through the government action, because in the right to speech and expression, even the right to propagate the views are included, and if a ban is put, he will not be able to circulate his expression to the publication. So he claimed that his right, that is fundamental right of speech and expression, is being violated. Moreover, one of the main issue was regarding the violation of the fundamental right. Another issue which the Advocate General representing the Madras government have claimed that why Ramesh Thapar have moved directly to the Supreme Court. Rather, he could have exercised his right under Article 226 of the Constitution of the India by approaching to the High Court. So why directly he has moved to the Supreme Court? That was another issue involved in this case. Moreover, the validity of the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act of 1949, and specifically that section 9(1)(a) was also challenged because it was such law which is violating the fundamental right of a citizen. So now let us see what the court have taken the stand, seeing the legal provision involved in it. In this case, Article 19 clause 1 subclause A is being invoked because this article gives the right to every citizen of India to have fundamental right, and that to be with respect to speech and expression. That every citizen of India have the fundamental right to speech and expression, but none of the fundamental right is absolute. So reasonable restrictions can be imposed. As none of the fundamental right is absolute, hence reasonable restrictions can be imposed on it. Now the question arises whether that ban which has been put by invoking section 9(1)(a) of the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act, whether that is being covered under reasonable restriction. That was one of the issues before the Supreme Court, and the restrictions which can be imposed on the fundamental right of speech and expression, that is given in Article 19 clause 2 of the Constitution of India, and there are many grounds on which restrictions can be imposed. It could be even ground of public order, decency, morality, defamation, contempt of court, friendly relation with foreign states, sovereignty and integrity of India. So these are few grounds on which reasonable restrictions can be imposed. As none of the fundamental right is absolute, so restrictions can be imposed, but that restriction must be reasonable as provided in the Constitution itself, and with respect to the freedom of speech and expression, that reasonable restrictions are given in 19 clause 2 of the Constitution. Now the question arises whether that ban is justified here under Article 19(2), and if that is in question, so the ban was put under the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act of 1949, specifically section 9(1)(a). So that was also in question regarding the constitutional validity of this act, this provision. So following are the legal provisions which are involved in this case. Article 19 clause 1 subclause A which talks about freedom of speech and expression. Article 19, clause 2, which talks about reasonable restrictions which can be imposed on freedom of speech and expression. Moreover, government action was taken under the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act of 1949. So that was also in question in this case. And as we have just seen, the Article 19, clause 1, subclause A provides for right to freedom of speech and expression, and that is only available to the citizen of India. There are few fundamental rights which are only available to the citizen of India, like Article 15, Article 16, Article 19, Article 29 and Article 30. These are the 5 fundamental rights which are available only to the citizens of India. Rest of the fundamental rights is available to all, and this article which is in question in our case, it is only available to a citizen of India. And moreover, Ramesh Thapar was a citizen of India, so he had fundamental right of speech and expression, and in expression even the right to circulate the views is included. Moreover, 19 clause 2 talks about reasonable restrictions to be imposed on the freedom of speech and expression. It could be on the ground of public order along with other like morality, decency, defamation, friendly relations with the foreign state, sovereignty and integrity of India, contempt of court, defamation. So, the government has the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act 1949 के through, it has tried to put ban on that genre, Crossroad, on the ground that it violated the public order, and in turn it is being an act which will compromise the public safety. So, section 9(1)(a) of the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act of 1949, which provides that reasonable restrictions can be imposed on circulation and entry of any document if by that document the public safety and order is being compromised. So, this legislation enables the state to put restriction on a circulation of a document by which public order and public safety is being compromised, which the government is claiming through the journal. By the circulation of the journal, government is claiming that public order will be violated. There won't be any public order, and in turn there will be public safety ka issue, and that will be compromised in Madras state. Now let us see the judgment, what the court have decided regarding 3 issues. There were 3 issues. The main issue was which was before the court in this case, whether this action of the government, specifically Madras government, is justified. Is it not violating the person's fundamental right to speech and expression? The court answered that by that action of the Madras government, the fundamental right of speech and expression of the Thapar is being violated. It means the case was decided in favor of the Ramesh Thapar, and court held that yes, by putting ban on entry and circulation, your freedom, that to be the fundamental right and the freedom of speech and expression, is being violated. And moreover, court said that even though reasonable restrictions are permissible under Article 19 clause 2, but that restriction must be specifically hitting the public order and in turn compromising the public safety, which was not in this case. So, by that journal, security of the state was not in issue. That is not hampering with the safety and security of the state. So, the court held that it is a violation of his fundamental right. Moreover, on the ground of public order, we can impose reasonable restriction, but there is a manifest evidence that by the circulation of that magazine, there is a violation of public order, which is not in this case. And moreover, this section 91A, which allows the government to put ban on the entry and circulation of such document by which the public order and safety was compromised, was held to be unconstitutional on the ground that it violated Article 13, Clause 1 of the Constitution of India. Article 13, Clause 1 talks about pre-constitutional laws. If any law which is in existing before the commencement of the Constitution, if it is inconsistent with the fundamental right, then that law will be declared to be void to the extent of the inconsistency. So, if any law is there which is violating fundamental right of a person, that law will be void. So, this Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act of 1949 was held unconstitutional. That section 91A was declared to be unconstitutional by the court. And moreover, court has also held that it is not mandatory step for a person that first he has to approach to the High Court under Article 226 and then he has to go to Supreme Court. That is not the prerequisite condition. One has his own discretion and he can even move directly to the Supreme Court, because Supreme Court is the guardian and the protector of the fundamental right. So, being guardian and the protector of the fundamental right, one can directly approach to the Supreme Court, because Supreme Court and the High Court both have concurrent jurisdiction when it comes to the enforcement of the fundamental right. Moreover, one of the judge, that is Justice Fazl Ali, was in dissenting position and he has shown his dissent. He said that such restrictions are justified and he had dismissed that whatever the majority judges have declared, that is that particular legislation to be unconstitutional. According to him, he said that act of the government is justified because on the ground of public order and safety, such restriction can be imposed, as he was giving dissenting opinion. So, according to him, the Madras Government Act for putting restrictions on the entry and ban on that English journal Crossroad was justified and authority was given under section 91A. So, he said that neither the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act is unconstitutional nor the act of the government, because he said that anything which affects the public tranquility, anything which hampers the public peace, that will be said to be included in violation of the public order. But as he was in dissenting position, so his opinion does not stand at any position and we have to go by majority opinion, which was justified also. So, through this judgment, we came to know that even though we have fundamental right, but as none of the fundamental right is absolute, so there are certain reasonable grounds which are mentioned in the Constitution itself. If on those grounds restrictions are imposed, that will be completely justified. If that is not the case, then that action will be challenged in the court, as in this case, and hence Ramesh Thapar was given as a remedy and it was held that the action of the Madras government was violative of his fundamental right, and moreover, the Madras Maintenance of Public Order Act was held unconstitutional. Thank you.